Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another podcast that nobody listens to at ByteBack Gaming. I'm the Majestic Snare, and I'm joined today by a first-time guest, Lee from Norwich. How are you doing, Lee?
I don't know what a Norwich accent sounds like.
That's pretty much like yours, I think. I don't really think they have an accent, do they?
Hey up, Chuck. How you doing, lad?
That's some kind of Geordie Yorkshire, isn't it? I have no idea. I think that's probably what you're going for.
I don't go anywhere. How am I supposed to know?
Oh, indeed. So, welcome to the podcast because we ran out of videos for Saturday. So, Lee has just christened the podcast. And I've got a bit of Old Peculiar today. So, there we go. I hope you heard that.
I did, yes.
Good. That means it'll come out on the podcast. Cool. Right. So now we've christened the podcast with beer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about gaming stuff, shall we?
Gaming stuff.
A bit of gaming stuff.
Am I still from Norwich?
Please stop doing that.
Oh.
Yeah. Gaming stuff. So, what do you want to start with, Lee?
Well, let us start with the biggest shitstorm that's currently happening, and that is Blizzard yet again fucking up.
Yeah, well, it's probably more news if we say something where they don't fuck up, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's pretty tricky to actually find something like that, in fairness.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's not going to be breaking news anymore because this has been out for about a week, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there is a little bit that's semi-breaking on it. So obviously we're talking about Warcraft 3 Reforged, the remaster of beloved classic RTS Warcraft 3. In fact, I can see my box copy from where I'm sat. Everybody rejoice.
Or refund. Eh? See what I did there? Huh?
Do you mind? I was leaving a gap for the cheers.
There's no cheers, Lee.
And obviously, being Blizzard, they made a fucking hash of it. They showed a deceptive trailer at BlizzCon where there were cutscenes and all that jazz and that aren't in the finished product. The animations were hitchy, the camera thing, and they actually managed to fuck up the original as well because they rolled it all into the same engine. Lovely.
Twats.
But they have just dropped a 2 gig patch. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. I don't have the game because I'm not fucking stupid. So it's hard for me to tell. But apparently that sorts out some of the hitching and animation issues along with a whole bunch of stuff. But there's still more to go, such as online leaderboards and clans are still not available.
So how can they not be available in a game that's been out for 17 years? Seriously, if it's something that was there in the original, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how can they have redone a game and kept all of that shit out of it?
Because they're fucking incompetent. Do you not know this? Have you not been paying attention for the last year? It
was a rhetorical question, but seriously, that's... I mean, it's almost like 101, isn't it? You're going to have a game that is beloved by millions of people. You're going to say, we're going to do a reboot. Or, remaster of it, Reforged, I think it was called, wasn't it?
That's it.
And I have to say, I never played that Warcraft game, so I can't really talk about how it was back in the day. But if you've got a game with all that stuff in, how can you just release it without the initials? I mean, surely a remaster is adding to it, right? Not taking shit away.
Well, it's not necessarily adding to it. It's freshening it up a bit, giving it a little coat of paint, one might say.
What, and like painting a table and sawing a leg off? Like, it's not right. It's just not right.
But it's okay. Don't know the rest of the words.
Yeah, good. That's a lucky escape for all of us.
It's okay because J. Allen Brack, beloved president of Blizzard, and man, I personally took the piss out of by making him sound like Beavis. Or was it Butthead? No, it was Butthead. I think, yeah, it was Butthead. No, it was Beavis. It's definitely Beavis. But he says they're committed and will stand behind the game.
Yeah, they should.
Probably many of them sort of acting as a war against all of the rotten vegetables being thrown at them.
That's just a fucking sentence of nothing, though, isn't it? Twats. I mean, if you're going to make a game, you should be standing behind it. You fucking made it.
Well, they are offering refunds now. So,
Again, expected behaviour. We shouldn't be applauding them for it.
Who's applauding them? I was waiting to set you off.
But there have been some white nights, haven't there, on the reviews? I did see Jim Sterling do a quick video on it when it popped, and there were some 10s out of 10.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, I don't know why you would do that. I don't understand why people go in and give fucking things 0s and 10s anyway. I think it's ridiculous. I mean, it's not helpful for the average consumer, is it, really?
It's not. I mean, I think those kind of reviews, they're only decent when you have a large base of reviews, but then how involved are some companies in making sure they have thousands of reviews? Do you know what I mean? It's like the whole problem with Amazon when you buy something. It's difficult.
I think they should be a separate sort of scale. So you have your rating for the game, and then you have your disappointment rating. I think all the zeros are reflective of disappointment rather than the quality of the game itself. Because let's face it, a 0 rated game wouldn't even work, right? You wouldn't even be able to get into it, let alone be disappointed with the content of it.
Yeah, it does bring up the whole thing about ratings and how they should be used, because let's be honest, like the way that most people review games, you only ever really see 7, 8, 9, and 10, don't you? An occasional 6.
Well, only 7 from me generally,
and from Ranton. But yeah, so for a lot of people, ratings, unless you have an 8 or 9 out of 10, because let's be honest, no one should ever have a 10 out of 10 game.
No, I mean, there's always something to pick it out of. You may as well not have a 10 on the rating.
Yeah, and then you might as well not have an 8 or a 7 or a 6 or a 5. Yeah, number ratings are a bit useless in gaming, I think, because you have to have it compared to something, and quite often if it's a decent game, it's going to be original and different and trying things and executing it well. And how can you compare that to something that hasn't existed before?
Yeah, but I mean, how often does that happen?
Well, that's the point. It doesn't. So, I mean, derivative titles, and if you have a general shooter game, then you're going to compare that to Call of Duty or Battlefield or something. You're going to compare it to a shooter. You're not going to compare it to Need for Speed or something, are you? So,
like Disruptor.
Well, people try to, I guess, with the, looking at the wider picture of it. But what Blizzard have done, like in the space of probably about 3 years, is reduce any goodwill towards them from the existing player base. It's not to say that the games that they've produced so far aren't still pulling in people to play them, but fuck me, it feels like they're in a free fall.
They just can't seem to do anything right. But it's not even stuff that would be difficult to get wrong. It's difficult to get right. Sorry, they just seem to be fucking it up for the sake of fucking it up for some reason. They just think we're Blizzard, people love us, we'll do what the fuck we want. Yeah, and that's in the case.
But let's look at it. I mean, Bethesda had that kind of that feeling from the gaming community, and that's gone really well for them recently, hasn't it?
Yeah, they pissed that away.
So you've got the same problems with Bethesda as you're probably going to see with Blizzard. A lot of the companies, I think, that have become very comfortable, the AAAs of the world, they've become very comfortable, and all they really care about is making the money. So they can probably survive with a lot of the PR that comes with these bad decisions. But to the average gamer or the person that is listening to gaming news, they're going to have so many problems with this kind of shit, and it's disgusting when they don't even seem to care that much. That it's not about, like, you can have a bad decision and work on it and fix it, a bit like the Hello Games scenario with No Man's Sky. They had a massive fuck up. They really, really did fuck up there with the initial launch of No Man's Sky, but they spent the next year, 2 years making it into something that it should have been, and it is an enjoyable game after that. Yeah.
Sean Murray, friend of the show. Thank you for the interview, Sean.
That was probably one of my favourite skits that we actually have done. But yeah, so if you want to go and check it out, please do, because it's great. But I mean, that's the thing. They've worked their asses off to gain that trust back, because they have to, right? They're a small company, they have to do it. A company like Blizzard, which is, I have no idea what the size of the company is, but I'm sure it's in the hundreds of millions of dollars. The kind of the kind of revenue they must be pushing is insane. So they've got a duty to do things better than the rest. And if they're not bothering to do that and just make some money, they can fuck off. We don't need companies like Blizzard. There's plenty of studios or people willing to work, and the people in Blizzard working hard. There's nothing to say bad stuff about them. These decisions and these problems are at the top with the management and the executive board that runs the company. They're making these decisions and they're being dicks about it. So, there'd be places for those devs in Blizzard to go elsewhere and do great things, I'm sure.
I've only got Activision Blizzard net worth, so not Blizzard by itself. But it's currently
they are one thing, aren't they? So
it's currently set at about 45.5 billion.
They were fucking what? 45 billion.
Yeah, net worth for Activision Blizzard over the last 10 years, and they're currently at. That's not the highest they've been. The highest they've been was 60.65.
Yeah, they kind of got fucked when they sold Bungie off, I think, or let them sort of go private.
Yeah, so 2018 they took a massive dip all the way down to 33.17 billion.
Yeah, I've just
46.3 as of February the 6th.
February the 6th. That's quite recent. Good work. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this kind of behaviour. I mean, it's abhorrent. It's disgusting. I wouldn't mind so much if it was a new game that they had bits missing from, because you wouldn't have known. But this is a... Sorry?
Well, like Anthem. We all minded that, mate.
That was EA and BioWare, wasn't it?
Yeah, but BioWare had a similar thing, didn't they? Where they had a lot of goodwill built up. And then they sort of dropped Andromeda and Anthem.
But you're right. It's another example of the problems. It's another example. I mean... If they were doing a new game that we had no knowledge of what was supposed to be the vision, I mean, it comes out in the wash eventually, but you go, okay, well, it's not very good, but, oh well. But this is fucking with people's nostalgia. This is fucking with people's memories of a fantastic game. And...
Well, to be fair, it is fucking with their fantastic game. When people say, oh, you don't like the prequels, well, you still got the original trilogy. This is like, nah, mate. Now we don't.
Because we just fucked it for you.
I don't know if I do. I don't know whether if I try and install off my disc, whether it's going to fucking log it in online and update the fucker or something.
Well, you should do that, and that's your next video. There you go. You should see if you can still play the old version.
I could never play the old version. I always had a cheat.
Well, that's not helping the argument, is it?
Well, at least it played well while I was cheating.
Oh, complete tangent. Do you know what I found the other day? Some Cherryade. I haven't seen Cherryade in the shop for so long. I've just poured myself a glass of it earlier. I just forgot to mention it.
Yuck.
I love artificial cherry. It's great.
I miss Tizer.
What do you mean, Miss Tizer?
I miss Tizer because they changed it and it tastes like fucking Sprite now.
Oh, well, I was going to say you can still buy Tizer.
It's like back in the sort of 80s, it had like this whole unique taste and it was awesome. And it was like right up there with fucking Iron Brew as being this unique drink. And now it just fucking tastes like Sprite. And I actually wrote a complaint to them and they just said, well, market research says people like this more. I'm like, yeah, but they buy fucking Sprite, not Tizer.
Well...
that was a tangent, yeah.
It was pretty good. And Rick Mail used to drink Tizer in Bottom.
Because he had taste. And masturbates almost as much as I do.
And he had, it was his tipple. And he was like, oh, that's strong stuff, Eddie. What is it? Tizer? Great show. Absolutely just fantastic. Anyway, talking and moaning about Blizzard. I think I'm all moaned out, to be fair, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've done 2 videos fairly recently on Blizzard's fuck up, mainly the Chinese thing, who apparently eat bats and fuck their own country now. I don't know what's going on there.
What the fuck was... Where'd you get that from?
Isn't that how they got the coronavirus going? They ate a bat or something.
Well, I think it came from the wildlife market where there's illegal meat being sold, and probably, yeah, bats is something they eat in, like, Philippines or something? Indonesia?
Pro tip: don't eat bats. Don't. Why would you eat bats? Fuck's sake.
There's lots of them, so
Yeah, but like, rabies.
Well, I think the idea is you're supposed to eat stuff that isn't wild.
I mean,
But-
that's how Cujo got it, wasn't it? He was bitten by a bat.
Well, I just think it's a horrible situation. Maybe this podcast is not the best place to go into the coronavirus.
It does sound delicious, though. The coronavirus itself, I mean, it's like
Not without a wedge of lime. But yeah,
virusy.
I'll tell you one thing I do want to talk about if you're finished moaning about Blizzard and want to talk about fucking monkey viruses.
You deserve to get a virus if you fuck monkeys. I will just state that publicly.
Well, yeah, I don't think many people do fuck monkeys, though.
Well, you said it was a fucking monkey virus.
Okay, point taken. Let's move on.
Okay.
No, I was going to bring up the news. I saw a video from the Layman Gaming channel just the other day, and they
when he kills Sam, I will resubscribe.
But they were talking about nvidia Now, which is Nvidia's kind of established streaming service.
No.
And after our foray into moaning about Stadia and getting drawn over hot coals by people that were white knighting the shit out of it, I thought it was just be an interesting thing to touch on, because it sounds like a really good fucking service that is going to make Stadia look obsolete before it's even got started.
I kind of thought it could appeal to a different market, because like with the nvidia one, you do need to have like a PC. You can't run it on a phone or just slam a dongle in a telly. You do actually need a PC in order to run it. No, it doesn't. It's offloading the grunt work to the streaming service, but you still do need a PC, as far as I'm aware, or perhaps Nvidia Shield.
Yeah, I don't know about the phone angle of it, but certainly for I've got a friend who is going to be looking at getting the service on their pretty. I'll call it bare bones. So if you're watching, mate, you know your laptop's shite. But in terms of the cost of buying a brand new laptop or having a look at Nvidia, which you could access all of your existing Steam games, Uplay, Origins, everything like that can be loaded through it. And as long as you've got enough RAM and can play the right DirectX and graphics card, stuff in there, you can pay £5 a month for, I think, 6 hours a day, 6 hours as a session to stream your games, and then you have to sort of jump off and jump back on again.
One of the guys I follow, Random Gaming in HD, English guy, he did it from his nan's house that had a pooling like Wi-Fi to see how well it worked. He was still able to play games. It sort of like lowered the settings, and the resolution, but he was still able to play games at like 30 frames.
Yeah, and so I think personally, the idea of having a free to try and free to use service, but if you want the extra access or increased amount of access per session at £5 a month, otherwise it's completely free to use an hour a session or something. I think that's great. I mean, you can actually have a system where you can get all the kit onto your PC, you can try it out for free. Does it work with my setup, my Wi-Fi and my internet connection, everything else, and go from there and go, right, now it's going to work. Okay, I'll invest my £5 a month instead of buying a whole new laptop.
Yep, fair enough. It does. You are limited. It depends how snobby a gamer you are. So it's limited to 1080 60, which there's nothing wrong with 1080 60. That's perfectly fine to play games on. But in sort of the ever increasing resolution age, and obviously gamers are looking at like 144 sort of as a target nowadays rather than 60. I feel it's like kind of limited to mid to low end gamers, really.
No, it's not. Come on. The amount of people that have the capacity to do that top end 144 hertz of refresh rate and all that stuff, that cannot be the majority of PC gamers. Sorry, not yet.
Dude, if I played Fortnite, I could do that in Fortnite.
If you played Fortnite, you could play Fortnite.
if I played Fortnite, I could play it at probably about 144 frames a second.
Well, yeah.
Because it runs on a fucking calculator pretty much.
Yeah, but it's not necessary. Like, it really isn't necessary. Like, people don't, when they're building PCs now, maybe, like if you're building a $2,500 rig, you know, then you're going to be getting all the good stuff and being able to do that top end. But there's very few people that are going to have the capacity to spend money like that on a PC.
I don't know. It is becoming more and more mainstream that you'll have like the 144 hertz monitor that will allow you to reach these higher frame rates. And if you do experience that, you do notice a huge difference. It's almost strange that the fact that there's no sort of blur when you turn or anything. It's just you just turn, and it's like, that's super weird. And then you get used to it. And you're like, can't go back.
Well, you'll have to show me next time I'm around.
Well, mine doesn't do it. I'm not that rich.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said it was mainstream.
No, I said it's becoming more mainstream.
Exactly. It means it's not.
Do you realise you just called me mainstream as well?
I know. I said, so you're supposed to be mainstream.
No, I'm the sick and twisted deviant that you find in the gutter, or perhaps clinging to the sole of your shoe when you return home. And you look at the bottom of your shoe, you just see me going, "Call an ambulance."
Well, all I'm trying to say is I think, although that's a necessity for those top-end gamers, it's not something that is going to kill a service like nvidia now.
No,
I think
that's
what it's called.
I'm just saying that it's strange to cap it like that at this point in sort of tech.
But this service from nvidia has been going around for a few years, I believe, or a version of it.
Yeah, there has. There's been various streaming sites that you can do that have been doing sort of the Stadia thing before Stadia to varying levels of success.
Yeah. So I think my main point is that this is almost a bit more trusted in the fact they'll be able to do it. They're focusing on the right things, and therefore, for all of the gamers like us who have multiple clients of, being able to, Uplay and Origin and Steam, etc., all of those things, it's not going to be a barrier to you playing those games. You're not going to have to buy them again on a separate platform like Stadia. Stadia can fuck off and stay fucked off, and when it's just finished fucking off, it can fuck off some more because it's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's interesting as well because they've basically had no real announcements for like 4 months now or something, or however long it's been, and like the sort of first month that you actually have to pay for is fast approaching. So it'd be interesting to see what the user base looks like when they actually have to pay for it properly.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're going to be bought into something that is going to be out of action within 12 months. Google's not going to keep it alive. They're just not.
I can't see it personally. I don't know whether it'll take a year or whether they'll throw more bad money after bad money.
No, Google doesn't do that. So Google shuts down when it doesn't make money. Simple as that.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think it's so much in the public limelight that I'm not sure they'll want to take like the shot to the face that they'll get by killing it as soon as possible.
Lee, Google basically owns the internet. I'm sure it'll be fine.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. I mean, how many people go, "Oh, I'll just Yahoo that"?
No, I get mine from Virgin.
You go to a Virgin search engine, do you, when you go off and search things on the internet?
No, of course not. But that's where I get my internet from, so not Google.
Well, Google gets paid quite handsomely for using their services. That's how Google makes its money.
If Bungle was here, he'd say he uses DuckDuckGo.
And I suppose you don't watch any YouTube videos either, do you?
I just create them.
You watch for YouTube videos, fuck you.
Yeah, I do.
See? But yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. They will take the hit on Stadia. It's not a main part of their portfolio. And if it's not making money, they'll say, we did this thing, we tried it, didn't work, moving on. Bye-bye now.
We'll try again in 2 years' time when the technology is a little bit more viable and pay for it again.
Oh, they'll do that bullshit, but in the day that'll be too late because the things will have moved on. Companies like nvidia would have secured that market share, and it won't be worth their time or money. Simple.
Or possibly Microsoft.
Well, yeah, they've got their Xbox Live thingy. What's it called? Xbox Cloud?
Something like that.
But the Xbox service is again something a bit more tasteful, I think, in that kind of streaming service. Because
yeah, I agree. And it ties into what they're doing, because it's very strange to me, because the Xbox service doesn't seem to concentrate very much on the Xbox. They seem more intent on getting their software out to as many people as possible. So like the Game Pass on PC and like the xCloud thing. Oh, that was it, xCloud. There you go.
There we go, xCloud, yeah.
That it's almost like their consoles are an afterthought.
Well, yeah, I don't know how long Microsoft's going to stay in the game, to be fair. I
mean, let's face it, all the modern consoles are just like 5-year-old PCs anyway.
But no, I mean, I'm sure the next one's going to do 144. Because that's, the mainstream. That's where everyone's got the expectation, isn't it? So
it's 8K as well.
Or 16K, I've heard. No, 32K.
Oh, holy shit balls.
I'm pretty sure Linus Tech Tips did a 32K display with like 17 monitors or something.
Yeah, but that's like 17 monitors and probably about 50 graphics cards all hooked up in tandem.
Yeah, but he did it. I think the first thing he did was play Minecraft, and they had this tiny little menu in the middle monitor. He couldn't even read it.
Yeah, that's super weird, because like I remember when I had my PS3, and when I first got it, I didn't have an HD TV, so we just put out a CRT, and we're playing Dead Space, and we literally couldn't read the menus because they were so fucking fuzzy. Like, you could only fucking read it when we upgraded to the HD TV, and like, oh, okay, that's what that says. Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember seeing like 1080p for the first time. And that was the first game I think I played in 1080p was The Darkness, or Darkness on the PS3.
Great game.
But I remember just sitting in front of the menus. Well, I had the tentacles like flexing around and stuff, and just watching it for about 5-10 minutes, thinking this is incredible.
Yeah, unless you're Bungle, who always insisted when 1080p came out, he was like, "It looks the same as 720." Then
he's one of them, is he?
Yeah, and then it's like 1440. You're like, no, it looks the same. I can't tell the difference. And then you're like 4K. It's like, nah. You're just like, God, your eyes are shot, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. My other half is the same. She can't see the difference between HD TV and normal TV. Like, it's shocking.
What? So SD and full HD?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yeah, I walk in the room sometimes. Maybe we're going to watch some TV. Very rarely. But I'll sit down and go, why aren't you watching the HD channel? Like, why have you got it on like the fucking standard BBC One? There's an HD channel for free. Just use that. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, crazy. You just press 1 once instead of like 101 or whatever.
There's no need to watch standard definition TV when you can watch HD. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't make any sense to have the option to do it in the first place.
Well, it does, because some people still can't get HD TV because they might be elderly or poor. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's going to be the minority. So, like, put that one at 101 and put like the HD one at 1, and then more people would watch the HD one because they just go, "Oh, I'll watch BBC One on my buttons." There we go.
Well, that fucks up old TVs because they're all stored with the right channels on the right numbers.
Yeah, there's got to be some way to fuck with it.
No, I bought a TV. It was HD ready. And back when HD was like, the transition's coming, you've got to be ready. But my TV had to be like retuned. And when I retuned it, it was losing channels because the channels were under new numbers and it wasn't recognizing it. So the TV had it stored as certain elements and you couldn't change it.
I'm sure TVs nowadays could.
I don't think they could. I think it's planned obsolescence of the actual TV. Conspiracy.
This sounds like a video someone needs to do on YouTube and give Google more money.
Probably. Right, let's just stop talking about that, because I think we've probably done it to death. What else do you want to talk about?
Well, this is something you don't do either. So, hey, discovery all around. For the first time in about 15 years, I used eBay.
Really? That's the big reveal, is it? eBay?
It was a bid as well. It's the first time I've ever bid. I always did like the buy now back in the day.
Fucking 1996 called. It wants its news back.
Yes, what I bid on it, and as I left in the comment on your previous video, which you thoughtlessly didn't respond to.
Well, no, of course I didn't respond to you. I was going to talk to you very shortly, wasn't I?
Yeah, you could have warned me about the boobs. Just saying.
They're not like full blown boobs. It's just people streaking. And most of my time I was trying to get away from the boobs.
It's coming off my wish list.
Fucking great little game though. I really do recommend it for people.
So anyway, I'm on eBay looking around because I'm thinking, with my PC build coming up, what can I start getting ahead of time that's not going to cost me like heaven and earth to get? So I thought, we'll get some RAM. And I'm looking on Amazon. I only need 4 fucking gig, right? I got 12 because I bought a double set. One of them was fucked. I didn't RMA it, and so I ended up with 12, which, yes, I know it pulls down my entire performance, but fuck you all. So I thought, we'll get that 4 gig. Went on Amazon. Can you buy 4 gigs of DDR4? Can you fuck? Nowhere could I find just a single stick of 4 gig. So I thought, eBay, someone's going to have a spare stick going. Fuck no. Fuck no. Still having to get 8 gig. But 8 gig on Amazon, 50 quid. Starting price on this 8 gig is 12 quid. So I was like, that's better. I like 12 quid much more for 1 stick, because I don't want to pay 50 quid and only use 1, because I've only got 4 slots on my board and they're all full of fucking 4 gigs of RAM.
Don't you have to pair them?
You do pair them, which is why I want to get the 4th one.
Well, no, what I mean is, if you're going to get an 8 gig stick, or you're talking about 2 4s?
2 4s. Right,
okay, I'm with you. I'm on the page.
There we go. So I would have 5 in total and 4 slots, so I would only be able to use 4 of them, and one would be, ow, just hit myself in the head.
Sounds like a strange RAM.
Yeah. So I thought, right, okay, I'll bid, and my maximum bid will be 30 quid. I thought maybe 35, because you don't want to leave it as a round number, do you? Because people might just go, oh, an extra pound, £31, and they get it,
You should always put 12p on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like £35 and 12p.
Yeah. So I put 30 quid as my max bid, and I'm in there at I think it was 14 quid, and I'm winning. I'm like, beautiful, 4 days ago. So it starts creeping up, obviously. It's like the day the bid goes, it's 16 quid. I'm like, okay, 16 quid. Good. Wouldn't mind that at all. That'd be good. I like that number. Yeah. And then 2 hours before it ends, yeah, it's at 30 quid now. I'm still winning, but it's at 30 quid. So I'm like, there's no way I'm fucking getting this. Some fucker's going to come along, see £30 and just be like, well, I'll chance 31 in case that fucking dick has left it at 30 quid. No one did that. I got it for 30 quid.
Well done.
Yes. So that was my new experience with eBay that I haven't used in 15 years.
No, I think the last time I used eBay was to buy... Oh, fuck. What did I buy on eBay last time? I think it might have been... I was looking at some bits and pieces for vaping. I think the last thing I probably bought was a glass tank to go on my vape. Because just trying to find those in shops around is quite difficult. So, yeah, it's good.
So you probably don't want to buy your mod on there, do you?
No, you have to be careful with the electronic stuff, because you can just end up getting a cheap Chinese copy that... China makes decent vapes, like the actual mods, properly, but you can quite easily find some fake stuff that is rubbish.
It's some bloke sat in his flat turning out 300 of them a week.
Yeah, or just sending you a brick in a parcel.
with his 40-watt lights and soldering iron, just sat there under dim lights with his cats everywhere.
puking on all the electronics. Yeah,
because he's eating bat.
yeah, you're obsessed with this bat eating, aren't you?
I just like why? I just like
Why not?
if you eat bat, you kind of get what you deserve. Jesus,
Well, I suppose if you cook it properly,
it's like eating rat, isn't it? It's rodents, but they got wings.
Well, I'm pretty sure that it's sustenance food in some of those Asian countries, but there's lots more to go into on the coronavirus, but we're not going to do it on the podcast because we don't want to be like demonetized.
We were monetized? When did this happen?
No, we're not. I was just trying to trigger you. Sorry.
Oh no, untriggered. I am remaining untriggered. This is my trigger firmly not pressed.
Good.
I am unloaded.
So that was a very interesting eBay story, Lee. Thank you for sharing that with the group.
You're welcome.
But I mean, eBay is good for stuff. Let's be honest, but it's so easy. I've noticed over the years, like when it started or when I started to use it ages ago, it was about people selling stuff. But now it's like it's the shop front for shops.
Yeah, I mean, last time I used it, you had to have a PayPal account.
Yeah, you still do, don't you?
No, I paid on my debit card.
You probably paid through PayPal, but via Visa.
Yeah, but I didn't need to have a PayPal account per se.
I got my PayPal account hacked.
You get everything hacked. What the fuck is your password? Password?
Shh! Don't tell people. No, I think I've been compromised once, and then my name must be on my email address and stuff must be on a list somewhere. So I might have to redo and replace my email with something else. But I got my PayPal hacked. They bought, I think it was something like 2 things with my PayPal, or they tried to make some payments with my PayPal, and then because I didn't have any of the actual funds in there, that didn't work, and they closed my PayPal account. They literally closed it, so I don't have a PayPal account now.
Because you can't be trusted.
Well, I just thought I need to set it up before I never use eBay again, and rather than set one up that I have to close down and set up another one, I thought I'll just set it up when I need it.
Yeah, I think what happens most of the time is they find like defunct forums and stuff like that you registered on with your email, and then crack your password that way, and it just happens to be one you're using on something else, and then they worm their way in.
Well, you only need a few bits of information, barely anything, cross-match it, and you're in. But it's just annoying. It's really irritating because I can't find the source.
And then they send me emails going, "Hello, Haplo. We know your old password is JumbleBum74. We have videos of you masturbating and we'll send it to all of your friends." I'm like, go ahead, mate. None of my friends ain't seen me masturbating. I do it so fucking often. It's wonder they don't see me at work.
Can I just point out I've never seen you masturbate and I never want to see you masturbate. Let's just get that clear.
Just because you've never seen it doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
I have not seen it, and therefore it has not happened.
You go back and look at our Quantum Break review. Just saying.
Okay, in a skit, but that wasn't actual. Wait, that wasn't actual masturbation, was it?
No, that wasn't even in the skit. That was just halfway through the review. I thought it was a bit tense. And that was at the time where we had like the covered desk. So it was like, I'll take advantage of that. I don't know why I'm wearing pants in the first place.
No, that was a good skit actually, where I was nicking your crisps.
Yep. And punching me in the head.
Yeah, it did look really cool. I think it's one of the best edited ones we've done.
Yeah, I think I had the idea and you worked out how we were going to do it.
Yeah, but it was cool. It would work out very well.
Yeah,
but
now we just dress up funny and that's it.
Well, don't we do that anymore, do we?
Yeah, I put the coat on that I wear sometimes. That was my step dressing up.
that was your Death Stranding, wasn't it? Just wear a coat.
Yeah, just wear a coat and like duct tape my dog's pig toy to myself.
So, what is there anything like coming up news-wise that we need to discuss on this podcast today? Aside from
I did
Go
have a
on.
look prior. Apparently, there's something called Broomstick League, I think it's called. And it's basically Rocket League, but sort of Quidditch.
Oh, that could be quite fun.
I don't really go much on Rocket League anyway, so.
Did they ever actually make a Quidditch game?
I don't know if they made like a specific Quidditch game, but I'm pretty sure it was in like a Harry Potter game. Probably it's like a mini game or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it being in a Harry Potter game, but surely as a sport that's been invented as part of the Harry Potter universe, it would make sense to have a kind of like just a game of Quidditch, like a proper. Yeah, people would eat that shit up, wouldn't they?
Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. There you go.
There is a game, okay.
Yeah, it's by EA, so it must be fantastic. And was released at 28th of October 2003.
Jesus.
For the PS2, Xbox, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and Microsoft Windows.
Interesting. Well, do you know what? I have a lot of love for Rocket League because from the outside, they've worked really hard to be something that has had quite a big following ever since. I mean, I started playing it when it kind of first came around, and I enjoyed it, played a lot of it. But since then, they've had loads of tie-ins. They could even like have the DeLorean as a car for a while. I don't know if it's still available. And now they're doing Quidditch, so that's cool.
I work with a guy, and all he plays is Rocket League and Warframe. So I think he'd make you a suitable wife. To be fair.
I will have to let me know who he is so he can come and join the clan.
Well, I will say his name. You don't watch this, so it's Ruben.
Oh, okay.
You know Ruben?
Still means nothing to me.
Okay, you don't know Ruben. He's a big guy with a bald head. He's a little bit like me, but bigger, and likes Rocket League and Warframe. So, it's like all of your fantasies have been mashed into one.
Well, just because he likes a game I like doesn't mean necessarily that you want to play with the star of Overbite Gaming.
Oh, he has all the frames, Snare. All of the frames.
So do I. Apart from one, actually.
He's probably got it.
Yeah, I just couldn't be asked to try it. And I'm not getting into a Warframe discussion with you. You don't like talking about Warframe.
No, but
you brought it up.
If you offered to be the bottom, he might give it you. I mean the Warframe as well.
You are twisted.
I know how committed you are to your Warframe. So.
Yeah, I think it's a game and I enjoy it. I'm going to leave it there.
Oh, I'm having a little bit of a cry while I'm giggling so much.
Oh dear. You just go back to your Warcraft piece of shit that's now ruined for you.
I haven't played it in years because I had to cheat to get past it. So, no. Agree. Oh, apparently, though, speaking of war thingies, since they've used Warcraft Classic, World of Warcraft Classic, let's not get it confused.
Yeah.
They've actually doubled their subscriber numbers again. So apparently,
really?
that's a bit successful.
Oh dear, Blizzard. That's got to be a punch in the guts, hasn't it?
What, they're making more money now? Oh.
No. What I mean is a punch in the guts, artistically speaking, because you've tried to do something new with, obviously new versions of WoW and expansions, and people got bored and fucked off. And you've just released the old version. Everyone's gone, oh yeah, this was much better. Let's play that.
Yeah, it did get to the point where it was kind of like, I don't really care anymore because it's overwhelming almost. As you go and you create a character, you're like, okay, do I want to be a Kung Fu Panda? Do I want to be a werewolf? It's like, do I want to be a Draenor? Do I want to be a Blood Elf? Fucking Addy. You're just like, I just want to be a dwarf. It's fine.
Well, that's kind of the problem with most games that have longevity, isn't it? I mean, Warframe, Warcraft, they're the same kind of animal in that respect because there's so much there that to experience all of it is quite a challenge. And to really invest into it as something, I mean, certainly in the Warcraft kind of WoW space, you need to invest fucking thousands of hours to be useful to any random sort of guild or whatever. don't you? I
No,
mean,
no, not really. You'll find that when you go into guilds, they will actually help you out a lot. So they will help you level up to the point where you become able to do that end game stuff with them.
oh, okay, well,
All the guilds are pretty damn social. You get a lot of bonuses for like joining them. I mean, I'm not a part of. Well, I was actually back in the good old days when the vanilla release of World of Warcraft came out. I was in a guild. Actually, yes, people actually invited me to socialize with them. It was a very strange experience for me.
yeah, and you told them all to fuck off, I think, didn't you?
Just that one lad who apparently thought the fact that I was a druid meant that I had to be the healer of the team. Even one healing spell, it took fucking ages to recharge, but he was like, "No, you're off. You need to help me now." I'm like, "You fuck off, you Karen."
Yeah, that used to happen a lot in any of those games, like the demand of healing.
Yeah, it was like I have one spell and it's on like a 30-second cooldown. I cannot support the entire group.
Well, I when I played City of Heroes, I had a character I made called Spark Flash, and he was a healer, and I enjoyed being a healer because I was just keeping everyone up and alive. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, but presumably you had like more than one healing ability.
Yes, that's the
Yes.
point. I had 4 of them, different types. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like if you enjoy playing that role, it's great. But if someone expects you to play that role and starts screaming at you to do something,
I'm not that kind of druid.
well, you see the same kind of behaviour in Warframe on certain things from certain people. They have in Warframe you have these endless missions they're referred to as, where it's like a wave of 5 things, and then you can do another 5 or jump out. So most people, if they're doing that kind of mission, they'll go on for a period of time. So they might go to 20 waves, they might go to 30 waves. It depends. But for some people, it's just to jump in and get the mission done. So jump in, do 5, and fuck off. And if you want to leave after doing 5, someone's like, five rounds, really? And you're like, yes, that's why I'm choosing to leave.
You should be like, sorry, my girlfriend has just requested sex. I must leave now. Enjoy your game.
It's just bizarre, mate. The kind of behaviour is like you're playing with randoms. What do you expect to happen? If you set up a team and recruited into a team and said, right, I'm looking for people to do 30 waves of this mission, that's different. Then that would be like you've let me down. But going in with randoms just because they're not playing the way that you play, you need to stop that shit and stop being a whiny little bitch.
They can't. They're all 12.
They're probably not. That's the point. That's the problem.
But you assume I meant physical age and not mental.
Yeah, there is that.
They are playing Warframe after all.
Yeah, very true. But you know, the average age of a gamer is actually 35 years old. Did you know that?
No.
So there you go. Average age of a gamer is 35. So we actually appeal to fucking the demographic of the average gamer on our channel.
Imagine that. Most gamers are 35. Most people that watch our gaming content, 35. There must be some sort of correlation there.
There must be. We do speak the truth. But yeah.
Yes, that makes sense then.
I had to eat my fucking pie and chips so fucking quickly today, and that's repeating on me.
Oh, God. You go to a fish and chip shop and you get pie.
I love pucker pies, mate.
Ugh. I'd get a nice bit of haddock or a chicken burger.
Why would you go to a fish and chip shop and get a chicken burger?
Oh, Ted's, mate. Ted's do a lovely chicken burger.
Ted's is rubbish.
Shut up. You know not fish and chips, sir.
I do. I have a really good fish and chip shop near me. Very good stuff. They even have a thing called a Jimmy Cheese, which is like garlic butter, melted cheese, bacon all over your chips.
That sounds horrific.
It's fucking gorgeous. And also they do it entirely, and this is for the sensitive people out there, but it makes them a lot of money, I think. Gluten-free menu of batters and curry sauces, you know, all the good stuff you would have, but all gluten-free.
Ah.
So you can get a full gluten-free fish and chips.
I would not darken that place's door, sir.
The normal stuff is just as good, and it's amazing.
I want to go to a chip shop, and I want fucking gluten. I want the grease. I want the smell. I want some bloke wearing an apron in a string tank top with his armpit hair out, called Bob, serving me.
Yeah, you go to something called Ted's.
Or Ted. Bob or Ted, they're 3-letter words.
Oh dear, so's pie. But you didn't like that.
So's Lee. Fuck, that's not a good sign.
You almost made me choke on my ale. There's another one for you.
My future now. Jesus Christ. I already smell like grease, so it can't. It won't fucking out, will it?
No. You're made of grease. Do you eat normal food now that you're living with your missus?
I eat normal food. What's normal food?
Well, stuff that isn't fried.
Hang on.
The fact that's a difficult question does not help you.
Ha! Chicken wings. I don't fry them. They're done in the oven.
Fuck off. I mean, like a fucking spag bowl or a vegetable stir fry or a fucking anything that isn't just fried meat.
I had mushroom and creme fraiche and garlic and chicken in like this creamy saucy thing.
With what?
That was it.
Did you have it with chips?
No.
Pasta?
No.
Rice?
That. No. She's on keto, so
oh
I joined in
God.
her keto meal.
Keto. Okay.
Dude, she's lost like 2 stone.
Yeah. I don't doubt that. But
it's going well. She's very happy.
I've never been a fan of keto. I did an equivalent. I suppose it would have been keto a few years ago. Did it for a 3-week stint to see what would happen as an experiment, and all it did was make me fucking miserable because I couldn't eat anything normal. I remember breaking my carby fast when I went to a burrito place, and I bit into this burrito, and it had rice in it, and it was like Popeye eats spinach. Seriously,
was it called? Ah!
Yeah, seriously, my body started vibrating. It was like it was literally throwing a fucking party, going, he's finally eating some fucking food.
Yeah, so she might want to talk to you about cauliflower pizza.
I've made cauliflower pizza. I've done all that shit.
I know you have. She might want to talk to you about it.
Well, that's fine. I've made cauliflower pizza. It tastes really good. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things. Like, when you make cauliflower pizza, this is completely not a gaming fucking podcast anymore. But when you're making cauliflower pizza and you have to like grate up the cauliflower and cook it in the microwave to like get all the moisture out, it fucking reeks. It fucking stinks.
Well, in my case, it would help cover the smell.
No, seriously, mate. It's like farts and feet put together.
You have a dog.
Your dog does not smell as bad as microwave cauliflower.
Oh, I don't know. You didn't seem like having his bum in your face.
Well, that's slightly different. How a dog smells and then just having his arse in your face is 2 different things.
Yeah, truth. Yeah, I'm not doing it anyway. I'm sticking to like the fryer. Yes.
Good man.
I'm standing strong.
See, first it's cushions, then it's keto. It's just downhill from there.
There's no cushions, man. I was very, very stringent on my cushion stance.
Well, anyway, this is becoming a chat and less of a podcast, so maybe we should wrap it up, unless there's anything else you wanted to expose on the podcast.
Well, now you mention it, hang on.
Are you just undressing on the podcast?
Oh, you mean like a story or something?
Well, yes, not get your fucking pants out.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, people at home. Sorry, Dad, I know I disgust you and disappoint you in every possible way.
Again, it's not really news, is it? But yeah, that's probably all we've got time for the podcast then, considering you're trying to literally get undressed and go to bed or something. I say something because it's probably the something.
It's
So
something.
yeah, so there's nothing else to talk about. So guys, if you have enjoyed this nearly hour-long podcast, don't forget we do have videos coming out every Wednesday and Saturday. So check back then for some awesome content. And Lee, what do you want to say?
I love you all in that special squishy way.
Yeah, that leaves us at least 3 subscribers every week. But we don't forget to like and subscribe, and basically share this channel, this video, to all of the lovely people in your life, and hopefully you can grow the Overbyte family.
And if you do happen to subscribe, don't forget to ring the bell so you get notifications pop on the phone, which is going to interrupt you while you're having a wank and be very annoying.
Yes. I don't know what else to add to that apart from see you later, guys.
Take it easy, guys.
Ciao.